Hey, what is going on internet? Josh Noel from SonduckFilm. So this month it's Halloween and I thought it'd be a good time to actually do some Halloween sort of graphics, and this is what we'll be creating. It's a very simple maybe intro for whatever, cool little animation, and it can be used for a lot of things. Maybe this is like an establishing shot for, a Halloween short, or you can use this sort of thing to help, do maybe a promo for something, maybe a haunted house, or there's a lot of cool things you can do this for. And the concept behind this tutorial is to show you guys how to create and get these graphics and being able to put it together for your own sort of Halloween animation for whatever you're trying to do. So here we are in a new composition. I have it called Tut. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the sky. So go up to Layer, New, Solid, and we'll call this one Sky. And then let's go up to Effect, Generate, Gradient Ramp. All right, and let's set our black color to sort of like a pink look like that. And then let's go here to our white, and let's go ahead and set this to like orange, maybe like this. And then let's go here and let's say put this in the corner over here, and let's grab our pink color and put this in the corner over here, maybe drag it out a little bit. Maybe we'll make this a little bit darker, maybe like that. And that should be good to work with for now. And let's go up to our tools up here, and let's grab the ellipse tool. And let's just come here, click, hold down Command and Shift or Control and Shift on a PC, and we'll draw out a perfect circle like this. And this will be our moon. All right, and let's go here and change the fill to like white. And then let's go up to Effect, Stylize, Glow, and let's increase the threshold just by a little bit. And then let's really pump up the radius to maybe like 300 or something. I'm using 338 there, and maybe just increase the intensity just by a little bit. So now we kind of have this glowing sort of moon. Nice and big for Halloween time. And let's go ahead and double click the pan behind tool to center up the anchor point, and let's just go here and like put it over here for now. All right, and the next thing we need to do is kind of create like the actual land. So we're going to use more of a silhouette sort of approach to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to really zoom out here, since we're going to make this 3D, and we have a lot of cool 3D elements in this thing like bats, trees, and we'll be animating in. So we have a lot of foreground elements we need to create. So that means we really need to make this land kind of big, way bigger than our comp. So what we're going to do is I'm probably going to start over here, and I'm going to just come here and kind of just like create these sort of curved hills like this. And it's really easy to do. You just kind of click a point, go up and down, and kind of drag out the vertices a little bit. And it's really simple. All right, and that should be okay. And then we'll just zoom out more, and we'll just kind of go over here, and we'll just close it up like this. All right, so now that we did this in the shape layer, what we need to do is just go over here, maybe set this to black. And, that's pretty cool. Maybe if we need to make a few adjustments here, we can go to our selection tool here, and, go in here, go to the contents, go into the shape one, go into the path. And then we can kind of just come here and select these points individually and make some quick adjustments, because I am not satisfied too much. And then maybe I'll do is hit P on my keyboard for position, and I'll just bring this up. Kind of like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of create like a fence. So what we'll do is we'll go to our rectangle tool here, and make sure nothing is selected, and we'll just kind of draw a rectangle, kind of like this. And, that should be okay for now. And then let's also go to our polygon tool, and let's zoom in here. And I'll just move over here. And let's kind of just hold down Shift and draw out a polygon like this. It could be triangle. If you want to change how many sides this has, just go open up the polystar, go into the path, and you can change the number of points to like 3 or something. I'm going to keep it at 5 because I thought that was really cool. So here we are. Let's go ahead and make sure both of our shapes are selected. And let's go to the align tool and kind of just center them up, just so they are perfectly centered, and that's good. And we'll put it back over here. And let's see, that's pretty good. And let's see, let's go ahead to the rectangle here, and let's go to rectangle path, and let's right click the rectangle path one and convert to Bezier path by right clicking. And then let's go in here, make sure the path is selected, and let's take these bottom two here and just drag it down some more. And that'll be just for a little bit later in case we have any issues. But what we'll do now is we'll go to add, and we'll go ahead and add a repeater. All right, and let's go to repeater 1, and let's go ahead and increase the number of copies to like 100 or something. So then let's also go into our transform repeater 1, and let's go ahead and increase the position X here to kind of create some separation between our fence poles. Okay, and then let's go ahead and we'll come here and we'll just title this one fence. And then let's go up to layer, new, camera, and click OK. And let's go ahead and make everything a 3D layer except for the sky. You can make 3D layer sky, but I don't think it's really necessary. And then what we'll do is we'll hit P on our keyboard with our camera 1 to bring up position. We'll go to like 2 seconds. We'll go ahead and add a keyframe there. Go all the way back, and let's go ahead and grab the track Z camera tool, and let's zoom out to probably like right here maybe. And let's grab our fence. And let's just hit P on our keyboard to bring up position, and let's just move over to the edge here. So I went ahead and made some adjustment to our hills over here, but let's go over here to our rectangle tool and make sure nothing's selected, and let's go here and kind of just draw out like a straight line like this, and this will kind of finish up like our fences. So that should be good. And so we have, okay, and let's go ahead and make this a 3D layer as well, and then we'll just come over here and just scale this forward a little bit, kind of like that. All right, so now we move in forward in time. We can see that, we kind of zoom in here, and we're kind of set up for 3D, and, things are on its way to look good. So maybe now let's go to our moon, and let's go to the beginning here, hit P on our keyboard for position, and let's go to like the end of our timeline. So it could be 10 seconds. I'm just gonna go to 8 seconds, and I'm just gonna go ahead and animate this up a little bit, maybe like that. And let's see, maybe we can make our moon just a little bit bigger. So now let's go ahead and create some clouds. Let's go ahead and grab our pen tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just click a point, and I'm going to kind of hold down shift and maybe click off a shift, and kind of create these sort of curved points. And I'm going to keep it very random. These are mostly night clouds, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfect detail. And close that up. So there's a cloud. I know it doesn't look, amazing or anything, but what we're going to do is we're going to change the fill to white, and we're going to go to hit T on our keyboard for opacity, and we'll set this down to like 10%. So we have this very light cloud, and no one's going to really, it's not going to draw any attention to what's going on in our scene. But let's go ahead and keep our shape layer 2 open. And let's go back to the pen tool, and let's create a few more sort of clouds within this shape layer. And as you can see, it's just like, clicking and just dragging points, and, just trying to create a rigid sort of cloud. So I've created a few clouds here, and let's go ahead and make this a 3D layer. And let's go to the beginning here, and let's hit P on our keyboard for position. Let's click the stopwatch to add a keyframe, and let's go to the end of our animation, which I'll say 8 seconds, and we'll just kind of move the X position over. Kind of like that. So this will, animate by kind of like that. Maybe I won't have it go by so fast. Maybe we'll just keep it like that. So it'll be a very slight animation. Then what we'll do is we'll just come here and we'll go up to edit, duplicate. So we duplicate our clouds layer, and let's hit P on our keyboard for position. Let's go ahead and select both our keyframes, and maybe we'll move this one up. And then we'll go ahead and right click our keyframes here, and select keyframe assistance, time reverse keyframes. So now it'll be kind of going in the opposite direction. And now what we want to do is maybe just continue to duplicate these. And maybe this time we'll just kind of delete the keyframes, and we'll just quickly just move them, somewhere else. We don't really need animation on these clouds, just because, the animation that we're doing is going to be so quick that, you're not going to really even see the clouds moving so much. I mean, you can go ahead and add animation, but for the tutorial, I'm not going to, since, this tutorial isn't really focused on animation, it's focused on creating the scene. So, here we have some random clouds. I know you're thinking it probably doesn't look amazing, but it's not going to draw any attention once we start adding the other elements in. And plus our animation kind of happens really fast. No one's going to notice it. It's just there for details. So let's go ahead and add some trees. So basically, I downloaded some vector packs off of freepix.com. I just typed in Halloween on their website, and it gives you a ton of free vectors to work with. Now, I am going to be creating a lot of these vectors, myself. Just the tree vector, I'm not going to be doing that because it's just, there's so many points. But the thing is, go to this website, find some, free vectors that you like, and go ahead and open up an Illustrator. And as you can see, there's a ton of points on this tree. And that's the reason why I'm kind of not creating it in this tutorial, just because it would take forever. But for the most part, you can go ahead and purchase these sort of things or download them for free. So what we'll do here in Illustrator is we'll just go ahead and select our tree, and sometimes you just got to hold down Command or Control on a PC to select an individual element. So here we are, and let's go ahead and just copy this, and let's go right over to After Effects, and let's go up to Layer, New, Shape Layer. And let's open this up. Let's go to Add and click on Path. And let's open up Path 1. Let's go ahead and select the path here and paste our tree into here. And then let's go up to Add and add a fill. And let's open that up. And let's go ahead and set this to black. All right. So now let's go ahead and make this a 3D layer. And let's go here and let's go ahead and maybe scale this up a little bit by hitting S on our keyboard to bring up scale. And let's move this into a position to where we kind of like it. So right here is good for me. And then let's go ahead and maybe we'll go ahead and scale it up a little bit more. And then let's go here, let's call this one, tree 1, and let's go ahead and duplicate it. Let's go ahead and hit R on the keyboard for rotation and set the Y rotation to 180 degrees. And let's go ahead and move this over here. So now we have 2 trees here. And let's go ahead and move back in time all the way to the beginning. And what we need to do is maybe go ahead and select both of our trees here. And let's go ahead and duplicate them again. And let's bring them to the top. And let's hit P on our keyboard for position. And let's go ahead and adjust the Z position to pull these trees right towards us a little bit. So now we're kind of creating some depth. And maybe I'll go ahead and just create some offset in these trees so they're not perfect. All right, and let's go ahead and continue to do this. So let's go ahead and grab these 2 trees here again. Let's duplicate them, bring them to the top, hit P on our keyboard for position, and let's drag them forward towards us a little bit. Maybe this time we'll create a little bit of offset. Maybe this one, move this over a little bit, and maybe move this over a little bit as well. And maybe we'll move these up, maybe like that, so we can see some detail. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take these last 4 trees here, and I'll hit P on our keyboard for position, and I'll just kind of raise these up a little bit, just so they don't exactly blend in with our, our foreground here, our land. So go ahead and let that. And now, if we go here, as you see, we can kind of just fly right through these trees, and things are looking pretty cool. So now let's go ahead and kind of create that castle. So I'm going to go ahead and create that myself. Now, I'm not going to do it here in After Effects just because, it's not really intuitive to create graphics, sort of vector graphics in After Effects. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Illustrator, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and create this, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So what we'll do is go ahead and go up to File, New Document, and maybe we'll call it Castle or Haunted House. I'll just call it Castle. I'll call the last one Haunted House. And let's grab our rectangle tool. And let's go ahead and just draw out a rectangle sort of like this. And let's go over here to the top. Let's set the fill to black and the stroke to 0. And actually, let's go ahead and click on this window down here in the corner and set it to pure black. And okay. All right, so what we'll do is make sure our layer is selected, and we'll hit A on our keyboard to bring up our direct selection tool. And we'll go ahead and select this corner point here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to hit the left arrow key 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we'll do the same thing on this right point over here. And I'm going to hold down Shift and hit the right arrow key 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And looking pretty good. And then let's go ahead and go to the rectangle tool again. And let's kind of just draw out like a tower, sort of like this. And let's go ahead and also grab the polygon tool. Let's go ahead and just click here, just left click, and make sure to set the number of sides to 3. We'll click OK. And let's just go over here. Let's select both of these. Let's go to our line tab over here, or you go to Window, Align. And let's just go ahead and just center these up by clicking these tools. Actually, there we go. And put this back into its place. And then let's go up to our rectangle tool again, and let's just draw out like a window, sort of like this. And, maybe we'll just center it up one more time. There we go. And select our window, and let's go to our gradient tool, which is right over here. Double click it. Click over here, and let's go ahead and set this to like an orange color, and over the black one over here to like yellow. And maybe we'll set the angle to 45 degrees, and that should be fine. And let's go ahead and select our 3 layers here and copy it and go up to Edit, Paste in Place, and let's just move our new copy over here to this corner. All right, looking pretty solid right now. And now let's go ahead and just maybe take this window, and we'll copy it, paste it. And let's just go here, put it over here, maybe make it a little bit bigger, maybe make it a little bit more square. How about that? And maybe a little smaller. All right, and let's go to our rectangle tool here, and let's just draw out like sort of like a window frame, kind of like that. And let's go ahead and set this to black. And what I'll do is hit I on my keyboard to bring up the eyedropper tool, and I'll just select the black here, and we'll go back to selection tool, and looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and copy and paste this, and let's go ahead and rotate it, to its horizontal, and center it up. And we can kind of just close this up a little bit. Boom. And let's go ahead and select everything and go to the line and just kind of make sure everything's centered up, and then we'll put it right back into our spot. All right, looking good so far. And then we'll go here to our layers. Go ahead and select the, just go ahead and open up our layers, and let's go ahead and just lock our little background here, our little body of our building. So now we can just kind of select everything. We can copy and paste it, and we can kind of just bring it down a little bit. Cool. Maybe I'll just select both of these and move them over a little bit. Then maybe what I'll do is I'll just copy and I'll paste it in place, and maybe I'll put it over here on this side, and then perhaps, I'll just go ahead and copy and paste in place this window and move it over, and maybe we'll do it again. And I went ahead and just kind of move the windows around and paste them a few times. Then let's go ahead and grab the pen tool, and let's see. Let's go ahead and click a point down here, and kind of go to the center here and hold down shift and kind of draw out an arch, sort of like this. And we'll kind of close this up down here, and let's go ahead and close it here. Good. And then we kind of have our doorway here, and it's pretty interesting. So now let's go ahead and continue to expand on this. So let's go to our rectangle tool, and let's just kind of go here, draw out sort of like a rectangle again, and we'll kind of move this over until it intercepts. And then let's go ahead and once again hit I on our keyboard and set this to black. And let's go ahead and maybe grab these two windows here, copy and paste them. And let's just go here, put them in place, copy and paste in place. And we can just do something like that. And then maybe we'll go ahead and grab our triangle roof here, and we'll copy and paste it. Maybe we'll put it at the top, and we'll kind of stretch it out. And maybe we'll bring it down a little bit. All right, so for the most part, we kind of created a quick sort of castle. Of course, you guys can go ahead and spend more time on this, but so this looks pretty good for what we're trying to do. Maybe I'll go ahead and just unlock this, and we can go ahead and select everything and move it over or whatever. So it's done. Let's go ahead and save this, and I'll call this one castle, and we'll call save, and okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to After Effects, and let's go to our project, and let's go ahead and import that castle. So boom, import it into After Effects, and it's an AI file, so it means it's a vector file, meaning that you can go ahead and scale this. You're not going to lose an ounce of detail. So let's go ahead and drop it into our comp, and let's go ahead and put it underneath our land layer, so it kind of blends right in behind everything, and maybe make it a 3D layer, and we'll hit P on our keyboard for position, and let's kind of raise it up a little bit so we can kind of see what's going on. Let's see, like right there, should be good. And if we really want, we can hit S on our keyboard for scale and make it a little bit bigger if we like. And we zoom out here, as you can see, it fits very nicely off in the distance. We have all this 3D depth, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. So maybe what we can do now is we can maybe go back over to our Illustrator, and I downloaded a couple of files. I mean, there's a lot of files on the on that website I showed you guys of having bats. And like I said, I'm not going to go ahead and create this bat because it's really tedious, especially when you can just kind of copy this. So what I'm going to do is kind of go here and just hold down Command and copy the bat. And I'm going to show you guys how we can animate some bats into here. So once, like we did before, go up to Layer, New Shape Layer, and we'll go in here, go ahead and add, our path, and go into the path, paste our bat, which is right there, and go up to Add, and we'll go ahead and add the black fill just to finish it up. And that should be fine. Okay. And maybe we'll go ahead and scale it up a little bit, make it just a little bit bigger. And let's go ahead and go up to Layer, Pre-Compose, and we'll call this one Bat, and we'll click OK. And let me just move it like over here so we can kind of see where it's at, so it's not blending in with everything. So it's like right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and grab the puppet pen tool, and we're gonna zoom in here. And I'm going to just click a point here on the bat's wing, and another point on its other wing, and a point in the middle. All right, and let me go ahead and make this 3-layer now so I don't forget. And let me just solo it so we can see what we're doing. So let's go ahead and hit U on the keyboard to bring up the keyframes here. And what we'll do is we'll move forward in time here, and we'll make sure that the pins are here selected. And what we'll do is we'll select both of the wings here by holding down Shift, and we can maybe animate this down a little bit, and you see the wings kind of move. And what we'll do is move forward in time just by a little bit, and we'll move it back up. And what we'll do now is we'll select our last keyframes we just created, and we'll copy them, move forward in time, and we'll start to paste them. And this is how we can quickly just animate this and kind of just be done with it. And then now what I'll do is I'll just kind of go over here, and we'll just move this all to the beginning, kind of like that. Maybe I'll go ahead and copy just and paste one more time. And now we just animated our bat. So now let's go ahead and maybe move to the beginning here to 0 seconds, hit P on our keyboard for position, and click the stopwatch, add a keyframe, and let's go to like 6 seconds. And let's go ahead and animate our bat, off frame, and maybe we'll go a little bit further since I'll probably do some camera animation. So now our bat will, let me solo it again. So our bat will kind of just fly out of there and be pretty interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to pre-compose our bat layer one more time, and we're going to call this one bat animation, and move all attributes into the new comp and click OK. So now let's go ahead and duplicate our bat animation, and let's just kind of take this guy and offset him a little bit, and we'll create some bats just like this, and it'll be very quick and it'll look pretty cool. And just put them in all sort of different X and Y planes. All right, and that should be enough. So what we'll do to create some more variation is we'll kind of offset these layers just by a little bit, so they won't all be like flapping their wings kind of at the same time, and it'd be pretty interesting. All right, and now we just offsetted the bat layers, so things are looking pretty good, and we're pretty much done. But if we want to go ahead and take this effect just a little bit further to make this a little bit more spooky, what I'm going to do is go up to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer, and go up to Effect, Color Correction, Brightness and Contrast. And what I like to do is to alt-click the brightness stopwatch, and we're going to come down here and type in Wiggle, open parenthesis 1, 50, close parenthesis, and we'll just click off. And now we'll kind of create like a sort of a flicker sort of effect, and things will look pretty good. And for the most part, we are pretty much done. But before we render anything, let's go ahead and enable motion blur and make these bat animations a 3D layer as well. And let's go here and enable motion blur, and make sure to enable motion blur at the top. And all right, so that's pretty much how you can kind of set up this Halloween sort of spooky scene. And normally I would have rendered this out, but since it would take about 30 minutes for me to render this, I'm just going to go ahead and just re-show the demo again. And we pretty much went over everything that we saw in our demo. So if you guys would like me to expand on creating more sort of Halloween vectors and these animations, please leave a comment down below, and I would definitely love to do more. And if you guys have any questions about this video, please drop a comment down below or hit me up on my social media networks. Those links are in the description of this video. And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe for more After Effects videos just like this. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like because it helps me out tremendously. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good day.